First of all, Freedcamp, how it's different from other systems, is probably one of the main things people consider if team likes Freedcamp or basically project management system. Do they like the interface? Is it clear how to get to your tasks, how to plan your projects, etc. If everyone is on board, then it's already 50% of that system can be used. Other part is how we different is we have this idea of customizable projects. So we are not forcing you to use all the applications and modules, and you can see it. This is my homepage, and you see that in different projects I have different applications installed. So each team can select applications you want to use in your projects and only use those applications, or maybe one team needs, they want to track time, or they're working with the customers from outside Freedcamp, so they want to use issue tracker. So it's not everything in tasks, but in issue tracker. Then if you want to keep your documents or manuals or documentation, you may want to add wikis application to your project. So these are on a per project basis, could be all the same for your team if you all use the same applications, or each project you can add what you need. Also, this manage system button, we have also global modules which you turn on and on for all projects. So if you use Google Drive, it makes sense to enable it. If you don't want to use it, you just switch it off. Nobody will able to link files from Google Drive. If you don't want to use OneDrive or Dropbox, you can turn it off. If you don't want to use custom fields, you can turn it off. And this, what we call global modules. And like if you don't want anyone by mistake to create a project which will be visible on the internet, you probably want to turn this feature off, so nobody will be able to create a public project. And everything is covered in this tutorials and support. So if I open it in a new tab, like public projects, it's here: OneDrive, Dropbox, Google Drive, custom fields, Gantt chart. You can find all of this in documentation, what these particular entries are. Another way to discover Freedcamp is just to go to this ADD ONS page, which will list in a nice way everything we have. So you can check what are wikis, what is issue tracker, what are project templates, what are subtasks, Google Drive. So this top section is a paid plans modules, and these ones are available to even on a free plan, like tasks, discussions, calendar, time, files. If you want to see like comparison of plans and what's included, is good to scroll to this feature list. For example, you can compare. If you can see the business plan or enterprise, you can see what's included, what's not included. And this underline entries here, you can expand, you can read what it is. And if you want to learn more, you just click here and go to documentation. So what are the public project? What are the core applications? There are all the explanations here for you. So if you consider like enterprise versus business, it's very easy to see the difference here. All right. So we have this concept of applications and modules you can install. ADD ONS page is a good place to start. Also documentation, tutorials and support. And in general, we are working on a new design for this homepage. Idea is, doesn't matter how many projects you're part of, you should see what's coming on your plate, like what's tasks assigned to you, what meetings, what milestones. If you use CRM, you see that you have 2 CRM tasks here, and you can scroll here and see what are these. Like, I need to make this call, I need to plan next quarter, maybe with a customer. And if you want to see nice, like one page, everything you need to do, you just go to your recap page. If you want to see project names, or if you don't want to see project names, you can turn it off. And this is everything which is overdue for you. Makes it very clear that it needs to be fixed. Then you have today, tomorrow, and next 5 days. So most of the people who are part of the project, not project administrators, they can be basically having this page. They will see everything they need to do just on one simple page. So from home page to full recap, and from here you can complete tasks, you can start tasks. Here you will see important updates. I don't have any because it's my demo account. And if something is assigned to you and people posted comments or there were changes, if someone mentioned you, probably you want to respond. And things you created, but maybe you are not, it's maybe not assigned to you, but if there are new updates, they're here. And you can go to notifications page, which is here, and also it's here. And if you have unread ones, it will show red, like 30 unread updates. This is empty for me, but if I switch to red ones, just to give you idea, like items assigned to me, and I can expand and I can see what was happening here. It's last 7 days, but if I open all red updates here, yeah, probably we clear them out. Everything will be here again, grouped by importance. So first will be section assigned to you. Then each section will be less important than the top one. And from here you can expand, you can open, you can post comments to these issues. As well, it will be post comment, so you don't even need to leave notification page. If people complaining about too many emails, it's very easy to fix. Some people prefer to have email notifications for updates in Freedcamp. Some people prefer just to check notification page. So it's very easy to go here and set everything to none, or if you want to change everything to default, set everything to none, save. You will not receive email notifications from projects. All of them will be only in Freedcamp. So you can, whenever you have time, you can just go to Freedcamp and check your updates. We will not bother you by sending individual comments or individual status updates on tasks. And there are several levels here, which is described here. And I can actually set everything to none, but in this one, I want, for example, default. That's also possible. So that's notifications, important updates. Here you have your projects, and it leads to project board, which is here, from here. You can see your recent project, you can see your favorite projects, you can see alphabetically your projects. If you want to make it a favorite, just click a star, and then when you sort it by favorites, that's your favorite projects. Project board, again, mostly for project administrators. All projects part of project group, like a folder for project, could be type of projects, marketing, could be your customer name. If you're working with the customers and multiple projects, you can switch to line view. Again, you can see here who is part of the project. You can jump directly to project applications. If you're administrator, you can invite people. You can complete a project and move it to archive, and you can easily return it back, or even can view it in archive status, so all project participants will not be able to see it, but you will be able to. Or you just go to advanced manage projects page where you can change people permissions, etc., etc. So, and final piece here is a weekly calendar, and if you want to see only assigned to you, that's one click. All the team all the tasks and meetings. From here, you can go to full calendar, which is again this page. So all top links, all is visible to you, even if I'm inside the project, office supplies. And this is, by the way, how we show that this project is public. So you never will be posting anything private. Even if I'm inside the project, here I have access to my project tasks, project discussions, all the project applications, and we also have group applications. They added not to the project, but to the project group. You can add CRM, you can share passwords with all these people in projects in that project group, and you can add invoices. Again, they're all listed here on ADD ONS page. So that's navigation to project, and when you're inside the project, your global board's always here. So that's a calendar board. Again, by default, it will display everything across all projects, right? Here you have a bunch of settings. You can put your weekends, your week start date. You can change it to Monday or whatever. Like in my account, you can go to my settings, and I want my week start date to be Sunday, and my work week is Monday, Friday. That's my settings. But again, it's very easy to change. In calendar, let me find something. Let's remove filters, and let's go to 1st of November. This is how calendar will look like, and this is your tasks, and this is across all projects. So if I want to see only marketing project group, it's very easy. You just apply a filter, you can save it, and you can say this is marketing. So you don't need to use these filters all the time, because all the saved filters here. If I want to see everything, if I want to see marketing, it's just one click. So this is CRM task, CRM icon. Again, CRM icon, tasks, everything will be here. You can have high contrast or dark, medium. In standard view, we show everything like multi-day tasks like in Google Calendar. But if you have too many, there are too many lines crossing the dates, you can switch to deadline view, for example. In this case, we will only show dates when this task starts on 27th, arrow pointing to the right, and this is task ends, arrow pointing to the left. Instead of showing long tasks crossing dates, we only show start dates and end dates for tasks. And you can drag and drop here to change start date, right? So this is the same task. If I drop it here, it will become 1 day task. Yep, it's now 1 day, November 22nd to November 22nd. If you want to create something, just select a few days, then select the project you want to create, select what you want to create, like a task, and just type it, save, and it's here. All right. That's what homepage is and how you navigate. So this is your work, important updates, a red bubble here if you have unread ones, your projects, your weekly calendar, either for you or and you can switch to previous week, and this is how it will look like. If you click, you can open it and you can see more details. Full calendar again is the same from here to here. Also, we have a task board. So this will be your all tasks across all projects, where again you can create multiple filters. Like if I want to see all not completed tasks, I just created a filter with progress, no progress, or in progress, excluding completed. I saved it, called it hide completed. If I want to see overdue tasks for all the project, you see all the start dates and due dates here in red. It means they're overdue. If I want to see my tasks across all projects, that's also possible. In case here is John, so that's all my tasks. And save filters here, you have multiple views here. You have Kanban view for those who prefer the columns view, where your tasks will be here. And this is how you change it to start and change it to finish. Or you can switch to Gantt view on a business and enterprise plans. And Gantt view, you can see resource panel, how people are booked for tasks, and if you change it, their booking changes. And you can switch it off. Again, all the options which are not shown here will be hidden under cogwheel icon. If I want to hide resource panel, I can just switch it off and it will be not showing. And in this case, again, I'm using the same filters, so that's a Gantt chart for my tasks. If I want to see on a Gantt chart all not completed tasks, I will do this. I can zoom out and I can see where my tasks are, right? You can also go to full screen with this view. There is a zoom to fit, zoom in, zoom out, and full screen. You can also highlight critical paths for the project. And also we have here what we call Gantt for projects, which is completely different view. Right here, I see my task lists, my tasks, who they're assigned to. And if I switch to Gantt for projects, the green boxes will be project group names, and the blue one will be actual projects. So you can see the whole portfolio of projects. We calculate how projects are completed. So this is now, and this project is already basically overdue by itself, and it's only completed by this time. This is just behind, a little bit behind in terms of time. It should be completed by this area, but it's a little bit behind as of today, I would say. But here you can see the percentage calculated, and you can we use durations of tasks to calculate project completion. But if you want to do it based on the count of tasks, that will be a completely different calculation. So if you have 1-day task and 9-day task, and if 1-day task is completed, it will consider project 50% completed because it's based on count of tasks. 1 of 2 tasks is completed. It's not precisely accurate, and duration will actually say that it's only 10% completed because it's 1-day task and 9-day task, and 1-day task is completed, it means 10% completed. That's how duration calculation works. Again, you can collapse and you can select by project group. So if I want to see only marketing here and other projects I'm not interested, it's very easy to just filter by project group. So homepage, project board, task board, calendar board, and calendar board will show you everything. Like on a task board, you will see only tasks, but on a calendar board, you will see your meetings, your tasks, your milestones, your issues, everything with due dates and start dates will be shown here. Then we have widgets page, which you can customize. You can drag and drop things here, rearrange them, and set filters. It's kind of like a home page, but where you have selections of widgets to select from. And once you select the issue tracker, for example, you can say all projects, show me all unassigned issues and status not completed, and show me last 20. You can call it not assigned, and you will create it. And here, once you have such issues, they will pop up here. So just another way to customize Freedcamp for your liking. If you want to see, if your people are tracking time, then you can see your time records, and you can create another time widget which will be called team time, where you can see like what people are working on, how many hours and minutes they spend. And finally, on business or enterprise, we have reports. You can select multiple projects for a report. Let's just create a new report and call it demo. And I select everything, and I will not specify dates. So this report will allow me to check each project individually of the ones I selected. You can see tasks with no assignments. You can see overdue tasks directly here. You can see the project, task created versus task completed. These are all demo, and then you see people's actually contribution to these projects. But also we have this new summary tab, which is completely different view. It takes all these projects together, creates a list, shows you how many tasks not started and progress completed. Again, project completion based on durations, but if you want to use task counts, you can switch here, and then you can see a visual representation. If you track time, you can see how many hours totally tracked across these projects, and then you see it per contributor. For each person, that person participates in this 4 projects, and his personal tasks, how he is doing. Like here, he completed all his tasks. Here, he completed 75% of tasks, and this is time he tracked. This is how it will be looking on the summary tab. And the rest is actually, you go to the particular project, you select what you want to do. If you want to track time, you click on time tracking, and it will be highlighted here. It means that you're inside this project, inside time application. You can add your time records here, like work 2 hours, and I was working on this task, is completed, and all done, no issues, for example. And this is how time tracking works. Discussions, again, if something is not ready to be a task in a project, brainstorming ideas, resolving certain issues, or discussing like what direction should certain project go. You can create the same concept as project group for projects in all the applications, like tasks and discussions. You have these lists where you can create and rearrange these sections. And for example, I want this to be announcements, right? And when you're done, this is your announcements, and you can say, okay, new release is out. And you can select people you want to be notified of this discussion. If you want to make it private, you can just make a few people to be able to see it in discussions, not in tasks. If you want it to be always on top inside announcements, you just make it sticky. There are explanations here. We have pretty sophisticated editor. I can pick up image file, and I can insert it in line, and then I can type here, and then I can do another image, for example, and I will insert it as a small picture. So this is how it will look like. So that's a big file. This is a small file. People can click. You can use mouse to zoom in, zoom out. That's small image I added. Again, you can zoom in, zoom out. You can do the same in comments. Please use tagging, like, for example, this will be marketing and newsletter sample. Just makes it easier to to find stuff. And even when people comment, they can also attach files from Google Drive. In this case, all 3 modules enabled. But if you disable OneDrive or Dropbox, you will see only Google Drive. If you disable all 3, people will only be able to, attach files from upload files directly to Freedcamp. And again, you can add comment. People can like your comments. If there are lots of written here, you can just select what you want to reply to, and you can hit the reply button, and that selected text will be inserted as a quote, which is also a really nice shortcut. If you want to send a link someone to this particular comment, you can easily mail someone. When they click it, if there are 20 comments, they will be scrolled to that comment, and it will become yellow, so they will exactly see what you are pointing them to. And you can even add text to your comments. Tasks, pretty much the same concept. You have your task lists, you can manage them, you can rearrange, drag and drop to rearrange here. This is your sections for your tasks, right? And here we have on all paid plans, you can create sub-tasks. So if you want to branch big tasks to smaller chunks, you can do this easily, and you can move this one here. Very easy to do with drag and drop, and it shows there is one subtask and no subtask completed. If I complete this one, you see one subtask and it's completed. If I complete this one, this will show that it's completed. You can expand, collapse if you want to, collapse all subtasks, right? So you can easily slice out all subtasks and see just this project, if you're a project manager, where you are with your tasks, and then you can either expand any particular one, or you can just say expand me to all subtasks. I want to see everything here. You can copy and move tasks to different projects with subtasks. You can set easily, your priorities by just dragging and dropping labels here. As I said, you can start and complete by clicking, or you can just start by dropping in progress. Assigning people is also very easy. You can assign people to your tasks this way as well. As a task board, which I was showing you before, you can see Kanban and each person can set, like you can be using list view, and some other person could be using Kanban view, and the third person will be using Gantt view. If they selected that view in that project, it will be there for them, unless they change it back. It's not affecting, like each person can use whatever they prefer to use. So tasks, discussions, time tracking, issues. It's like a mini help desk system where each issue has issue ID, who's reported, you have comments, but you can keep it separate, and you can even invite people to a project who will only see issue trackers. They will not see your tasks or discussions. Or you can invite people to see issues and discussions, but not tasks and time. That's also possible. I will not go deeper into explaining how to do that, but again, this is project calendar. Same as calendar board here, which is all projects with filters. This is just this project calendar, nothing else. On the enterprise plan, we also have this overview application. It's called Project Overview, where you can actually set, I wanted to do this. You can add your project managers. You can put a start and due date for the project. You can immediately see the progress status. And if you want to change start and end date of a project, we'll show you earliest actual date of the task and latest due date for the task as a reference. Then we show you duration and calendar and working days, and as of today, how many calendar and working days left till the end of the project. Also, you can post here project updates, and you can say like this project is delayed till say 20 January 2020. I will shift all not completed tasks next week. And then I will add a tag and I will say it's delayed, right? That's details tab. There are 3 more in project overview, but idea here, everyone who goes to project board, they will see that this project is delayed. Like everyone will see it's delayed because that's the latest status update posted by John. And if you want to delete previous ones, you can do that too, or you can expand and see the previous, like you can see all project updates for the project if you want basically to let project managers to have an area where they can actually say what's happening with this project, so anyone can go and see like what's happening. That's a good application to do that. Then we have a recap. Like if you remember, I was showing a recap for the person. This is a recap for the project, and it only includes what needs to be fixed for the project manager, like it's overdue, and what is happening today. Like needs to be fixing and what's happening today, like what tasks needs to be started, what tasks are in progress today, what due to be completed today. Then you see all people invited to the project here with their contact details, emails. You can start tasks or discussions directly, or you can just email this to people if you want to chat outside of Freedcamp. This was mostly created for people where there are lots of different government or academia people involved from across different organizations. So it's also a good area to understand who is in this project, what company they're from, what's their title, what's their phone number, just to get, you know, accommodated with who they're talking to in this project. And you always can click on a person and see like where they're located and more information about them. And this is report exactly the same as I was showing you in the reports, but that's just for this project, and you don't need to create it. Right here, you need to create a project for the, report for that project. Here it's already pre-created. So you can see our due tasks, tasks with no assignments, and everything. We also have files application, which is very cool because you cannot remove it from projects. It should always be there. And you can create folders just like in Dropbox, and you can upload from your computer folders with files. If browser supports it, it will be all uploaded, but also why it cannot be removed, because here you can find a file like costs, and I can say, okay, show me all files with extension CSV, right? For example, if I have subfolders, I can say search me all CSVs across all subfolders. And then you see this is a discussion icon. It means this file is attached to some discussion. If I click here, I immediately see my file. So it's very easy to find files, find file and find a context. You can also download file. We also give you ability to edit files. It's called online edit. But if I want to edit the CSV file, I can just click this button. Freedcamp will prompt you to install application on your computer, which will actually download file, open it in Excel. Then you make changes, you save it, then again, that application will kick off and will ask you if you want to upload a new version or replace this file. And you can type message, which will be posted as a comment to this file. It's exactly as I would do this. I will upload version 2. and I will say edit November 2009, sorry. Edit November 2019 stats. So that in that application file called file edit, you can do all of this with the help of this tiny application you can install on Mac or Windows, which will download file, let you edit. Once you save it, it will ask you what you want to do, either replace or post it as a second version. And now you see I have two versions of this file and one comment. Plenty of options uploaded by me last month, and it should be like 1 to 5 megabytes. It's very easy. Again, you can save searches, give it a name, and if you frequently search for files, like for example, I want to search all images uploaded by me last month, me PNGs last month. That's how you do it. And then you will see all files and my PNGs last month. Very easy. You can hover to see more. Don't need to go anywhere. But as I said, very easy to jump to context. You see this file is attached to an issue. So if I click here, it will open issue tracker in that project, issues, issue tracker, and this is that file. This is pretty much, we also have, like, if you're inside the project, you can search globally, you can search by tags, you can search by text, you can search only tasks and discussions created by me and you know, in progress, for example. You can also search, you can add more if not everything is loaded. You can search now in archived lists, and we are adding another option to search in archive projects. But generally, this search is available only when you're inside the project. If you're on a global board, global search is here. By default, it will search everything, but if I want to search only marketing project group and only project, you know, marketing ops, you can do that, or you can just use a global search to find anything you want, like only tasks created by me, let's say last week, across all projects. That's the one. And you can open a new tab easily by clicking here. So search inside the project, you have kind of predefined search where project will be just pre-selected for you, but you still can do global search from here. Time tracking, if you track time, it will remind you that you are working on something. Quick add allows you to, doesn't matter, I am in office supplies project and I can go to intranet project and I can create a meeting. Here I can invite people, and I stayed in office supplies, but I just created a meeting in you know, intranet project. You can upload file without leaving the place where you are. If you know what you want to do, there is no need to you know, start navigating from where you prefer to be to do something. That's it. If you have specific questions, I'm happy to answer them.